All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Trans-Tasman Challenge. Man, this is a really cool tournament. I am Josh Sokol. I'm joined here by another Josh, Josh Watt. You can call me Sokol, you can call him Watt, or you can call us both Josh. Um, and Josh, you've played in this event many times, and you know a lot more about it than I do. So please let us know what this event is all about. And hello to everyone on YouTube.
Firstly, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I've actually never played in this event.
Oh,
I actually only started playing Scrabble a year ago. But the tournament has a rich history over the last 25 years. And it's actually quite fitting that we get Bob Jackman in the first round because he is one of the people who started this tournament back in 1996. It's held every 2 years, so we alternate between New Zealand and Australia. This year's being hosted in New Zealand. 12 players from each country taking part in a 24 round tournament. Great fun.
awesome. Yeah. I've played some team tournaments in my day, but it's only been, I don't know, it's been a long time. There is a similar tournament in North America that no longer exists called the Can-Am Challenge, where it's only five players from each country playing against each other, US and Canada.
Okay.
And so I love these team events. I'm curious about one thing. Is this a tournament where it's really just tallying up all the wins and losses for each team, and at the end, the team is crowned? In which
Yes.
case,
Yeah.
does the spread factor, the factor of tie breaks, how much you win the game by, does that not really matter?
To the best of my knowledge, there is an individual winner crowned. Um, but yeah, the most important thing is which country comes out on top. So New Zealand's won a handful of times, but Australia is the overwhelming favourite.
Yeah, and I see that New Zealand won for the first time, was it 1998? This has been going on since 96, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
And 98, who was playing for New Zealand?
Oh, none other than Nigel Richards.
That's a name that's gonna get us like 20 viewers immediately. They can hear us, they can hear the name Nigel Richards.
Yeah, they felt the
He's
aura.
not here this time, unfortunately. He has since moved to Malaysia, but that's a really, really cool factoid about this challenge. Has a rich history. Sorry, I mistook your knowledge of this rich history for just like anecdotal knowledge of having played. But yeah,
I'll definitely be there in
really cool
future years.
event. Awesome, yeah. So where are you from? You're
Yeah,
from
I'm
Australia?
streaming out of New South Wales.
Cool.
So I yeah, live close enough to Sydney. Um, Lots of the players that you see, I go to a club with them on Wednesdays. So I should be able to offer some personal anecdotes and some some more intimate knowledge than you'd get from just looking them up online
Or from me, because
or
I
from you.
don't really know
Yes.
anything about these players. But yeah, we're gonna be nice nice commentators. We're gonna talk about mostly the good. I mean, a lot of these
Yes.
players are just extremely strong. So who are we gonna feature in game one?
So round
I think I
one
see Dylan.
is yeah. So round one is New Zealand's Dylan Early, who's a very strong player, um, and Australia's Bob Jackman, who has won Australian nationals multiple times. He's actually our most prolific top 10 finisher at our nationals. Represented in the worlds multiple times, and he's the president of my state. So
Ooh, okay. So do you have a little bit of bias there, don't you?
well, as the vice president, yes, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think I played with Dylan a couple weeks ago. So this is the first time this is being live streamed on this channel, this tournament, any tournament, I think.
That's correct.
And it's been a long time coming. We have people like Chris Tallman, who is, I think, the vice president of the New Zealand Association, and of course our producer in the back, Alex Gander, is doing an amazing job bringing Scrabble, bringing oceanic Scrabble to a greater audience. So it's gonna be awesome. It looks great. Can't wait to see what what's in store. So a little bit about the two players. So Bob Jackman, like you said, he is the president of New South Wales Association, and says he's rated 29th in Australia, which is a uh, very good placement. Australia has a ton of super strong players, including current world champion David Eldar. Um, says he won in '93 and 2003 the national champion. So is that national Australian?
That's correct. Yeah.
Or that's awesome. Okay, that's 1993 and 2003. So he's been around for a long time.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really cool. And Dylan, I played him. What was I about to say earlier? They're doing. Alex is doing a couple of fun streams, just with some online games. 4-person, 2 people play, 2 people commentate, and I played against Dylan and commentated with him as well. So maybe I should balance out the bias there in favor of in favor of Dylan, because he's a very strong player. I've never played Bob, but yeah, I know that Dylan's really strong. So it's gonna be a great game, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this matchup. We're in for a real treat.
So you've only been playing for a year. Here we go. We got the board. We got some funny little squaring there. What is that? A
Yeah.
9 by
Yeah, 4 tiles short.
10. Yeah, 4 tiles short. I wonder where those four tiles are. I'm sure they'll find them somewhere. So we got the board view. We got the 2 players. We got the rack cams. Looks awesome. And I guess Dylan is going first. I think he's on the left. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, Dylan is first. Oh, question of who won? Who won the game between me and Dylan? I think Dylan won. Yeah, so the player on the left is always going first. There's 25-minute clocks. Is there resignation allowed in this tournament? That's the one question people have.
From my experience, Josh, Bob is quite the traditionalist, so even if it were permitted, I can't imagine it ever happening.
Got you. Traditional. Yeah, I like the traditional approach as well. But I know that when there's no tiebreak, when the tiebreak is not important in like such an event, there are certain players that if they think the game is lost, they might want to just stop playing or give up. But we'll see. I think both these guys at least are fans of the game or fans of the gameplay. So I don't think we're going to see much of that.
We just got word from our producer that there's definitely no resignations.
Oh, okay. It's not even allowed. Man,
Not allowed.
dude, that's not even. There's no content there. I guess it's a good thing because if a game ends
there's more
early on
content.
stream, like what are we gonna do? We could play a game against each other or something. All right, so the game is starting. It's Dylan to go first. Does anybody get the reference from what I'm saying? Do you have a vision?
Good David Webb impression.
Yeah. All right, let's see what he gets. Is that UEH? W. Oh, the WU combo.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, it's not playable yet, right? We still have.
Not yet.
We're still playing in is it CSW 22? So 21?
No, so this
That's
tournament's run in CSW 19.
19, okay.
It'll be the last of its kind before we transition.
Yeah, so yeah, ooh, still not playable. Very unfortunate. We might even just see. Would we see him keeping 2 U's here? And playing for 30?
Hoare or Hauer keeping 2 U's, but you'd hate to do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it might just be worth it, right? I'm not sure. Probably Hauer a little bit better, a little bit more defensive.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
you
agree.
hate to see that. I wonder if an exchange is warranted, but I don't think Dylan has good enough letters to merit
Yeah,
just scoring
would you
0
change
points
the
here.
2 or would you change 5? Like, I don't know where you'd
I
start.
could I might exchange the 2. Is this a what's the challenge rule here? Is it 5 point, ten
I believe
point?
it's 5 points. Yeah, we can get
5 point.
confirmation from our producer, but yeah.
Yeah.
One thing to note is that Bob actually makes these little books. Um, he's done it from letters of words of three length up to nine, and he organizes them by common verbs, uncommon verbs, all those sort of things. So um, that combined with his experience over the years, he knows a ton of words. So I wouldn't expect to see too many challenges.
Yeah, little wordless. Those are nice. I think a lot of players do that for themselves, but it's also super useful for everyone else.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what to do here though. Now, like, what do you play? Vend for 8? Like Wed for 7, Vend for 8. Not really liking this position. Down 71 points. Sure, you can bonus at some point, but I think Dylan's gonna just keep scoring, and yeah, Bob's gonna have a mountain to climb here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you see anything else other than just like Vend?
No, I think I would have played that faster. Maybe Vint through
Vint?
the
Oh
eye,
yeah, that works. That works as well.
or Bind
Scores a
if
little bit
you're
more.
okay keeping the V again. But
Yeah, I don't know about you. I hate the V. I've started to hate it even more ever since I started playing CSW Dictionary.
really,
It just feels like such a burden. Um, but maybe I've just gotten into some bad situations. So bind for 14, keeping VOT blank, setting up an I hook as
yeah,
well.
that is a consideration.
So maybe the bonuses are likelier to fit if you draw an I. And a
Yeah,
very
I think
awkward.
the consonants that are left are more flexible now as well.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you most likely a bonus through the E is what's likely to be drawn by Bob here. But what a weird
Oof.
draw for Dylan. Two G's and that U and those two S's. I don't want to play that famous brand of boots, Uggs.
Yeah, not
Is
quite
that
yet.
is that good?
No.
It's not good, right? Yeah. I don't know much. I don't know many fours. So if there's a four that I'm missing, please let me know. Or if I'm
Yeah, no, we'll do.
saying something that isn't good. But this is kind of weird. What do you do? Like guts, tugs, skag through the sea? Maybe skag.
Maybe egg for content.
Heck for content. So you've been watching a lot of you've been watching a lot of streams. I can see.
I have, yes.
That's an inside joke for those. Well, those watching this stream might be aware. But yeah, this is weird. I mean, since there are only two U's left, maybe playing something like Gags isn't that bad. Keeping the U and keeping the T instead of the G. Another letter I hate is
Yeah.
the G. What's your
Yeah,
opinion on the G?
I like the G. I've noticed in the streams lots of North American players say they hate it, but I love keeping a G.
All right, I'll be sure to use that against you in the court of Scrabble.
I see chat are
Yeah,
pointing out
it's
that Bob has drawn Joko through the sea for a nice
oh yeah, that'd
score.
be nice if that stays open. So you've only been playing a year, and
Yes,
I
yeah.
guess you've been making a really nice impression for that 1 year. So, like before you started playing tournaments, were you playing like online or anything?
No, not really. I played back when I was really young, like 10, 11, 12, with my parents. Um, but yeah, no, I stopped playing with them once I started beating them. And yeah, I didn't pick it up until I was 22 last year. Um, I had some free time, so I started going to my club. Um, yeah, we're coming up on a year in a week or two.
So yeah, I got to look out for you on the international scene. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Um, so wow, we see Joko go down very quickly for
Yes, yeah.
Bob, and the draw of FOQE for Dylan. Hate to see getting rid of the U and getting rid of one of your S's, and now it looks like your only playable keyword is SUQ. through the U of guts.
Yes, yeah.
Just not what you want. But Dylan still has a nice lead here after his early bonus of Chedite. So if he wanted to exchange, he could, but I think you want to play through here. Just play something maybe like Fog on the top right, making go and UG. Not really sure.
Yeah,
What would you do?
I'd be okay with that. Um, yeah, I can't see any opportunities to set up the queue.
Oh, you can just play Quag. I don't know why I was only seeing SUQ through the U. You just play Quag here. 28. I think that's gotta be it.
What are Bob's last two plays signal to you?
Well, bind signals consonants and Joko signals anything because you're gonna play Joko with so many different racks. So I wouldn't gather that much information. But it is true that even going back, Wed for 7 is a very suspicious play.
Yes, yeah.
So I would think consonants, but I wouldn't think much more than that. Maybe a blank, maybe an S, but I think playing for 28 here, setting up your S just in case
Hmm.
um, Bob doesn't have one is probably the right call.
Yeah, I think wed plus bind signals S to me. Um, but yeah, I don't think you can pass up Quag.
Yeah, it's too much stronger than anything else.
And we've got
We have a
confirmation as
question
well
in
that
the
it's a
chat.
5 point challenge.
Oh yeah, it is 5 point. Great. We have a question in the chat. Is a cheddite a cheddar based snack? Could very well be.
I believe it's a type of explosive from memory.
Oh, a nice find of overtame by Bob. That's certainly a word.
It is, yeah.
That's gonna score a nice 76. I know how to count. Yes. So that's gonna be an R, a blank R. Sometimes you don't know what the blank is in these streams. We need confirmation from the producer. But yeah, overtame, beautiful find. Probably his only bonus there. That ties the game up pretty much.
Yes, yep.
So look what Dylan drew. He drew
Ease.
EN. It's not going to help him score well with his Quags hook. So would you maintain that hook, play something like Fee underneath the ERT of Overtame? Just keep Fee or, yeah, Fee is 25, keeping NOES. That looks pretty good. You have the Weds hook, you have the Quags hook.
Yeah, I think I leave it because although Bob's drawing 7 random tiles, two of the S's and a blank have gone. So I don't think it's too risky to leave it.
Oh, we have a definition. Um, it was probably actually, we have the definitions between the scores.
Yes, we do.
So we probably had the definition shut out. We just missed it. And
I
what a
didn't see them
draw
all.
for Bob. Oh my goodness.
Oh
6
no,
consonants and the Y. So the question is the Y a vowel? Consonant?
definitely
Neither?
not.
Neither.
It's definitely a consonant.
You think it's a consonant?
100%.
Oh, okay.
I feel very strongly about this.
I think it's closer to a consonant than a vowel, but to me it's in between. I think it's called like a semi-vowel. In
Yes, no, I think you're right, but I don't think it's common in Australia to refer to it as like a sixth vowel or an in between. I think you just say yeah, 5 vowels and 21 consonants.
as we see Fee come down, we like this play a lot.
Yes, we do.
And Bob's gonna try and play through that O of Overtame, but what do you play? You have Oryx and Onyx. I think he's lined Oryx up.
I think so as well.
Do you do that? Do you play? I guess you kind of have to. It sets up the K with KY a little bit,
It does, but it's a horrific leave unless you're gonna pull
and it's
Kelvins.
yeah, and it's gonna open big triple or pretty much any vowel Dylan draws.
Yeah,
Um,
and it seems he's doing a good job of drawing them.
True. Wow. One of my claims to fame, Josh, is at a Niagara Falls tournament in 2017, I convinced David Eldar that instead of counting the Y in his vowel consonant ratio counts during the game, because a lot of top players, they in the middle of the game they see if there are a lot of vowels left, a lot of consonants left, so they look at the ratio and compare it to the original ratio of 42 and 56, or 44, 56, 42, 50, something, whatever. 44, 54, however you want to count it. And he was like talking about it, and I was like, when I do the count, I just leave the Y's and the blanks out of the equation completely. He's like,
Right.
oh, that's a great idea. Oh, I'm gonna start doing that. And at that time, like I was nobody, right? I was just like some American player, and to have like David just agree with me in that way, it was it felt nice. Felt nice. But I don't think he does it anymore.
Yeah, well, I have my own personal score sheets, and I break the consonants and the vowels down and track them, but I just leave the blanks out.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So we see Vox, which I kind of like more if it weren't for the fact that you're less likely to draw vowels after it. It's more defensive and it gets rid of that V. I hate that V. Already heard enough of me on that subject.
Yeah, I
And
would
we
have
got a
played
tie
that too
game.
as well.
We got a completely tied game, and Dylan, as we saw, has drawn some more vowels. Definitely not what he wants to see. Would you play something like Oho through the H and Cheddite and keep two A's? Would you try to do something more like play an A and an O off? You could even exchange down to A and S if you really wanted it, or play Aeons next to the X. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah, Aeon's. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think if you're gonna do something like that, you probably want to do a Noah's.
Hmm. Yeah, Noah's is
Um,
better.
yeah, I think Oho's fine in this situation.
Yeah, Oho scores 17,
Hmm.
and I think your best option playing an A and an O scores well. Oh no, you have Oda, 4, 6, 9, 15. So maybe Oda through the D and Cheddite look good, making Mob and AN. Maybe that's what I'd do, but I wouldn't be happy about it.
No, yeah, well,
You
and
need
it,
you
yeah,
need at
it sort
least
of
one
it
consonant
telegraphs
there.
what you're what you're keeping as well.
Yeah, some tough strategical decisions for both players, but they're navigating very well. And that's really one of the things that you'll notice when we watch very strong players is they run into situations that we run into, like having too many vowels, having too many
Mm-hmm.
consonants, but they just seem to know what to do on a higher level, and it seems to work out for them in most situations. Um, so it's great to see. It's great to see the level of play here at the Trans-Tasman Challenge. So Eoin is another option we did not see. That's a good way to get rid of an extra vowel and not commit to really anything in the position. Like,
Mm.
we don't like fishing going straight for a bingo, just trying to keep those bonus tiles. So Eoin is a way to block the line that was created with Vox, score a couple points, and leave ourselves open to few different scenarios. Like you could still draw into a bonus, you could draw some scoring tiles. But I think the main thing is Dylan just does not want to deal with maybe drawing a couple more vowels immediately after a 13 or 15 point play.
Looks like Bob is considering Narkly. He set it up earlier, and I thought he was waiting for an S, but he's set it back up now. It's not a word, but
But it could
it's
very
obviously
well
ringing some
be.
bells.
Yeah, this is tough to pull the trigger on or not, but we are going to
Who's gonna
see
do
it
it?
played. And the question is, will Dylan challenge for 5 points? Any
I
ILY word, I think I just immediately challenge. We see a hold, I think, from Dylan, but this is the question: will he sacrifice a potential 5 points to make sure that this word is indeed an adverb of narky? And I guess it helps to know what narky means.
Yes, yeah, it does.
But yeah, as I said, like any word that is ILY, I just immediately will challenge, and this is what is happening. So it looks like Bob's gonna lose a turn here. Um, which yeah, it's tough to lose a turn like this. What's crazy is this gave Dylan a double double of Sartoriai through the eye,
Mm.
and I don't think he has anything once this comes off the board.
No, I don't think he
So
does
that could
either.
be an extra consideration. Because yeah, that would have put Dylan in a good position, but he's in a good position anyway if this comes up the board. So I like the decision to
Yeah, I
challenge.
do too.
Yeah, very interesting. Definitely, when you see words like narcly, it just hurts so much to not pull the trigger and then end up learning that it is valid. And that's probably happened to Bob more times than you can count, where there's a word he's considering, he doesn't play it because he's unsure, and then it turns out that it's valid. So
Mm.
you gotta try your hand sometimes.
I think I would have just played KY above Eowen.
Yeah, that does score pretty well. That's what he's set up now, Bob, for
Mm.
next turn. And we'll have to see what Dylan does with this.
He's lined up
'Cause,
Sartoria just a bit too late.
yeah. Do you want to play off IR, OR? You want to play a little bit longer? If there was a five-letter word making ox or axe that doesn't use the S, I would be very inclined to do that, especially considering that Dylan now knows exactly what's on Bob's rack, and so he can
Yes.
probably determine that KY is a good option for Bob and would
Yeah.
like to
Would you
block it.
would you consider something then like a riot?
Yeah, a riot looks very good here. Keeping just the RS. Dylan knows that Bob doesn't have a hook to quag, and that
Yeah.
it's his for at least one more turn, if not more. So it's a very interesting situation where quag was played many turns ago and it has not been hooked, and I don't think it will be unless Dylan decides to just blow up his rack, play something like Sartor, just probably wishing that that eye was still on the board, but that Bob still lost his points for Narcly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get that should get that play off of the score, because the score is now very much in Dylan's favor. I think 199 to 102. So he's quite a bit in the driver's seat here. So pretty much anything he does, he'll be in a very good position. Yeah, I like a riot. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I in these situations, I think if you try and play off IR, you're gonna pick another O, and if you play off OR, you're gonna pick another I. So that just seems
The
to always
or.
happen.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll see if it rings true here, or maybe he'll draw like an E and an N. That'd be quite
That would
nice.
that would be
Oh
nice.
yeah, this is an important draw. N.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he
wants it.
isn't showing us. He isn't showing us. I love it. Hey, I predicted it.
No,
Let's go. Come on, come on. Give me the money, everyone.
this is
Give me
why
the
they pay you the
money.
big bucks, huh?
Amazing. All right. So OR to block KY, keep some good letters. Um, yeah. Um, oh, maybe. Wait. Maybe 182 is what Bob has before Narcly.
I think it's possible. He has bingoed and got the Z score, so he'd be over
Yeah,
100. So yeah,
26. Yeah, no, okay, sorry, I messed up. So he would have had 262 after Narcly. Yeah, I should have known that. So no, 182 is his actual score.
yeah,
But yeah, this is the dream. Yeah, this is the dream Scrabble rack AEINRST for Dylan. Little does Bob know what's coming. I would want to see I don't know if Bob reacts very strongly in games, but I'd like to see a facial reaction from him. I don't know. That's a little bit maybe asking for a little bit much.
this is
Yeah.
interesting. This player.
Yeah, Nary instead of Narky. Um,
You think maybe he's been spooked by the phony of Narkily, and maybe he's questioning whether Narky's good as well.
yeah, that might be it. Um, that might very well be it.
I don't
Maybe
think
he
there's any
doesn't.
strategic considerations for keeping the K.
Yeah, you can draw some plays from the A like alkenes, alkyne, alkene. Um, but
Or
those aren't so great.
Alkali, yeah,
Yeah, alkali, and he almost drew alkali.
almost, yeah.
Um, yeah, this is not a good draw for Bob, but yeah, we're just whatever. What is Dylan gonna play? He doesn't take time. Okay, I'm glad he isn't taking time. He goes with Nastier. I like playing. I mean, if there's something to consider here, which of the like five plays with Quags you choose, I
Mm.
like playing up to the top, just so that if any bonus comes down on the second to right row, it will not hit a double word score and won't open the board so much. So I'd like that. I like that over like steer in or Stainer. Um, so yeah, good
Yeah, and
choice. And Bob
The
hiding his
Zed's already
facial
been played.
reaction. Yes, of course that's important too. There's no ZE spot next to the E in that to worry about. And I don't know about you, but whenever I know my opponent's letters, I just sort of tank a lot. I try very hard to figure out what they're likely to do.
Mm.
And Dylan still knows ILK. And after this, he knows LK. But I think at this point in the game, I don't think you want to think about that. You want to think about the K so you don't open like a huge K spot. But other than that, you just want to focus on your own stuff. Especially half of the game has been played, but Dylan is under 10 minutes, so he's gonna want
Yes.
to speed up a little bit with his advantage.
Yeah, the difference in in the minutia of each decision probably doesn't it's not worth pondering about when your clock's going down. Like it's
Yeah,
probably just worth it to play faster so that you're getting the most value out of the rest of your time.
yeah. What's been the most difficult thing for you to try and learn to do over the board since you started playing, Josh?
Um, Look, I think I've got a pretty good intuitive sense for the game. Um, and I'd watched a few streams, back when I was younger, with, Robin Pollock Daniel, those sort of streams from out of Canada.
Hmm.
Um, so, I sort of understand how, I didn't have any issues with the clocks or anything like that, but it's just word knowledge. Like that's all I'm focusing on at the moment. I'm aware I'm so far behind players like Bob who have been playing for, you know, twice as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's hard to catch up. But sometimes more knowledge can hurt you. So, like for example, Bob knowing Narky, Narky, or Narcus, if you don't know that word, you're never gonna play Narkily.
No, you're right.
So sometimes knowing more confuses you, but it's only when you learn everything that you can really feel comfortable in any situation. So yeah, I totally feel that. Um, looks like Dylan is considering Blair with BUR and LI, which looks like
Yeah,
a good play.
I don't like the position of the eye if you play Blair.
Oh, okay, interesting. Are there any Fs left? One F. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of suspicious. It also sets up an S hook, I think, but um, yeah, Dylan does have one of the last two S's. So yeah, it's interesting. I really would want to get rid of an I because look at how many I's are unseen to Dylan. He doesn't know that three of them are on Bob's rack.
Yes, well, yeah.
But yeah, I think I would play Blair, but I would play faster than this because yeah, the clock's ticking down under 7 minutes now for Dylan. So I would just want to do something relatively quickly here.
Yeah,
He's
well, another
considering.
consideration is that Blair isn't a word.
Oh, Blair is not a word.
No, just Braille and Libra.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I would have challenged that. Oh man. All right. So Bale keeping 2 hours in S. Wow, that's crazy. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that knowledge check. It's good we're sitting here. Bale is the play, keeping 2 hours in an S. I'm okay with this.
I would have
I would have.
preferred just BAR, keeping LIRS.
Yeah, yeah. That's also pretty good.
There's a few E's to draw into.
Mhm. Yeah, something in that spot. But yeah, the most important thing for Dylan now that he's ahead by over a bonus is just keep scoring something and play relatively hastily because if he does that, he should not lose.
Yeah, and keep drawing bingos as well. That's handy.
Yes, that's a very good draw. What did anything play though?
Yes, to the left of Bale.
Oh yeah. Wait. Soarers.
Soarers, yep.
That doesn't work with OL, right?
SAIOI.
Oh, nice, nice. And a second spot's been given. Yeah,
Yes.
SAI. Need to start seeing that. It's still not natural for me to see the CSW3. It's nice. Yeah, Soarers has now 2 spots, and you just have to be confident that it's valid. I mean, why wouldn't it be? But
Yeah,
why would
I,
it
I, I
be?
think I think you just I think you send it.
Send it? Yeah. Then, I mean, if it's good, the game's over. No good, the game's still probably over.
Yes, yeah.
But we'll see. What is Dylan? I wonder what he's thinking. Is he maybe tracking? He has his fist up. I'm really wondering what that means. Um, but it looks like
Oh
okay.
no.
Looks like
Ooh.
he's missing the bonus or just not being sure of it. That's okay. As long as you do something here relatively quickly,
Hmm.
cement your lead. Um, nothing can, not much can come and change the result of this game. But yeah, if you're not sure, it makes sense. And that's a good draw as well. Wordler? Aeenrss. Really
Yeah.
wondering about that. It looks good, but nothing's coming to mind.
I think and Sears might be good.
Oh, and Sears. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's a word. And Sears. Will there be a spot for it? As yeah, I mean,
No.
Bob's rack is just really poor, but he's able to score a little bit more than 20 and keep the board a little bit open. So he's hoping to draw pretty much exactly what Dylan has, and
Yes,
that
yeah.
second blank as well. If he draws the second blank, it'll be interesting. I don't think Sears is going down, and
Well,
yeah,
no.
here I'd be
No, it's
focused on
not. Yeah.
that. I'd be focused on that upside down I in PI. That's what I would address first. I don't know if anybody in the chat is getting bothered by
Look,
that.
I've played Bob once or twice a week for the past 9 months, and I flip over the so many tiles when I play him. He's actually doing us a favor on the stream and standing his tiles up the right way. Quite often, he'll play with them in Benji mode, just any which way. Um, it doesn't seem to phase him.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Um, People's brains work in different ways. Um,
Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to process a position and also, orient the tiles in my brain. It just seems unnecessary.
yeah. All right, 61 point lead for
Mm.
Dylan, and his time is ticking, so I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried um, about the result of this game. I feel like a lot of games have reached a similar situation where one player has good tiles that don't really score much on a board where there are some opportunities for a comeback, and it's just hard to find the right play, and it just keeps compounding and getting harder and harder to figure out what to do, especially as your time is ticking down. I would like to see something like maybe Wrens and Licks in this position, just
Yeah,
to get rid of that um, horizontal lane under the K that was just created, and it also scores some points. In
yeah.
three and a half minutes.
I was looking at something like just ES and licks, but I think
Hmm.
with a blank unseen, you can probably play the extra tile. My worry is that
Yeah.
being uber defensive, if something does fit like Sora's would have to the left of Bale or to the right of Neri, I think you're putting yourself into a hole if you're scoring too little.
Yeah. And Says does not score that much. It's a similar idea.
It
But
doesn't do
yeah,
anything to address the lane under the K.
yeah, it scores 8 less than Rennes would have. And with a 60-point lead, if you go up by 80, play 3 tiles, and Bob does indeed get a bonus down, Bob will tie the game up, but will draw 6 tiles, and you'll have 7. You should have a very, very good advantage in that end game.
Yes.
But okay, AEIMNRS, that should be good enough considering what we know about Bob's rack here. Because, well, Seminar does fit next to the I and the L of Bale, but maybe you don't want to do that with a blank out. This is actually a little bit scary still for Dylan. But what do you do if you're Bob? You gonna play Bailing? Is that what he's looking
Can
at?
you? I don't know if you can.
Does that take an S is the question. Can you
Maybe you
pluralize
need that
Bailing?
sort of volatility. Not knowing if it takes an S. Maybe that's to your benefit when you're behind.
Yeah, I mean, but what else is there here? Turns out it does not take an S. Um, but what do you do otherwise? Like, you can't really play OLF like you'd want to. You want to score some points. You want to try and draw that final blank. This is really tough. You could play something with FY, I guess. Maybe you could play Flog, but that opens a huge spot. I guess the amount of tiles left is really important here. There's 6 left. Wait, is there 6? There's 7 left. So if you play Flog and Dylan uses that scoring spot next to the OG, then he'll empty the bag, and if you get a bonus, you will win. Probably. Yeah, I think maybe that's the choice. Just play Flog and FY and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
18 points, going down 55. Gonna be close. Even if everything goes your way, it's gonna be close.
If you're Bob, do you need the S to be in the bag to win?
Or the blank, I would say. You obviously need Dylan to not have what he
Marines. Yeah.
has right
Yeah.
now, Marines or Seminar. But yeah, I don't really know. I think that's the best bet. I mean, you need a lot of things to go your way. In this position, you're down 63, 73, and there's a blank out. I mean, look at those letters: AAEEIIMNRSTY. Those are just really good. All right. So here, Bailing is going to block all the 7s. It will give back something like Smearing, or Rainsman doesn't fit. But will Dylan take the bait and play something with Bailings? That could be the way for Bob to come back if he draws the blank here. But yeah, I think just Smearing will just seal the deal. And as long
Yes.
as
Yeah.
Dylan's not feeling too much pressure, he should just play that somewhat soon. But we'll see.
Yeah.
He's
Looks
seen
like
it.
it's
He's seen
coming.
it. And for Bob, AIE. So the blank's still in the bag. So not only is Smearing going to steal the deal, it'll also be a nice little surprise. Dylan's going to draw that final blank and not get bonused out on Bob. So it's going to be a nice victory for the New Zealander in round 1 of the Trans-Tasman
Yes.
Challenge. That's It's good for the underdogs because I mean New Zealand is the I mean can I say this on the stream? I think New Zealand is the underdog, um, just given how much smaller it is than Australia in terms of population. But as a Canadian, I know that the underdogs can often outperform the overdogs. So I
Like it's
think it's going
something
to
we
be a
say.
fun
It's
fun
something we
fight.
say in cricket all the time. We say, oh, the New Zealand team. That we never expect them to we expect them to have a good showing, but never to really amaze us. But they're a great team, and we. It's very similar here. There's some great players for New Zealand, so we shouldn't be surprised ever at a New Zealand win. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just obviously rooting for rooting for Australia.
Yeah, definitely. Um, sounds like a nice friendly rivalry between these two nations.
Yes.
In Scrabble at least. So yeah, for Bob here, at least he's gonna be able to score over 300. He can play something like deal anything through the E and smearing, or maybe there's some way to score a little bit more than that. Um, but yeah, it looks like Dylan's gonna have many outplays to choose from. Play Tenny through the N and bailing. He could play Thais through the E and smearing,
Hmm.
or anything making ST, the S and smearing. So that, yeah, that's going to be good enough for a pretty nice win for Dylan. So who do we have up in game number two? Are we aware of who we're featuring?
I believe we are. Um, I'll have to have a quick look, or we can get our producer to tell us. But
Hmm.
I'll get
Well,
back to you
whoever it
on
is,
that.
obviously look forward to it. As this game is dwindling, yeah. What to say? I mean, Dylan had that Soarers play available, but either discarded it because he was unsure of the word or because he didn't see it. But he was always pretty much in commanding lead ever since Jedi. So I think the contention of this game was definitely the play of Wed by Bob. Could have gone either way. You could have maybe tried to get rid of the V instead of the W. Could have exchanged. But yeah, all in all, I mean, both players played quite well. Hard to fault many of the plays.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if Dowd had come down, it gives back Cheddite with double D. So yeah, not a huge not a huge swing in hindsight,
Yeah,
but yeah.
I wonder if Dylan would have. I mean, that's such a deep word, Chedai with two Ds. I wonder if he would have played that. That would have
Hmm.
been over 100 points. Wow.
I think it looks
Well,
more intuitive than the single D.
oh yeah, it's you. Well, I would trust that. I would
Well, it just
trust that
sounds like
feeling.
it should have two Ds, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Like cheddar.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Rod T versus Lawson Sue. Okay, well that's quite
Okay,
the matchup. Is it Rod Talbot?
it is Rod Talbot.
Cool. Um, so we're seeing Bell. I think Bob deciding I want to keep all these vowels on my rack just to show Dylan. Oh, wait, show Dylan what I've got. It really doesn't matter because Dylan's going out. You could put an A there and E there. Very funny. Um, and we'll see what the outplay for Dylan is. But yeah, what do you know about Rod,
Well,
Josh?
Rod also goes to the same club on Wednesdays up in Sydney. Um, I've played well over 100 games against him over the board. Um, he he's a very solid player. Like there's not many times that I've spoken about a word and he's not known what it is. Um, he's a landscaper by trade, so he knows lots and lots of gardening words, which I'm sure you know come up a lot.
Yes.
Lots of plants, lots of trees. Um, yeah, I'd expect a good showing from him.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it says he's played over 6,000 games, tournament games. Oh
Yes,
my
yeah,
goodness.
he loves the tournament.
Wow, that's okay. So he's got the reps, as we would say. Okay, so this game is going to end. Just get the final score here. I think it is 440 to 308, possibly. Yeah, 440 to 308. Is that you guys do the double the value of the tile thing at the end, or do you do take off
We do
and
the one up, one
add?
down.
Okay, so then it would be 436 to 304, I think. But yeah, the our programs are American, so they don't understand that.
Yeah, they get the margins, but they're very generous and give everyone a couple more points.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we got some high average scores in America and in Canada. But yeah, definitely a tough game.
Yeah, it's very rare you'll see Bob score in the low 300s.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He had some terrible racks there. Overtame was really nice though. Cool. So
Just
I
a
guess
little anecdote. Bob has the highest ever word that's been played against me. I was playing at the club one night, and I was behind, and I just sort of fought back into a lead, and I played Ernest, putting an E in the triple lane because that's all I
okay.
had, and he tripled with hat boxes for well over 200.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. Hat boxes. Yeah, I can never find those box words. But
Yeah,
maybe when it's staring you in the face like that, or maybe you see boxes first or hoxes.
yeah.
Boxes. Yeah, I don't know how fast that came down, but
Oh,
that's pretty
it was
amazing.
pretty quick, and there was a bit of a chuckle before it came down as
Yeah,
well.
it's like a fall out of your chair type play. Oh, interesting. So in I hear that in Australia you do the plus minus at the end of the game, but in New Zealand they do the doubling.
Oh, okay.
More influenced by the North American way. So I wonder at this tournament which function they're using.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Anyways,
Looks like they're
we
doing the doubling.
yeah, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna be back in around a minute with the next matchup between Lawson and Rod Talbot. But I am Josh Sokol, joined here by Josh Watt. We are the Joshes. We'll be here for these morning games, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for playing on stream.
That's no worries. Sorry, I stuffed it up.
I was watching.
Stuffed it up. Oh, you'd try narcly, wouldn't you? You'd try narcly, wouldn't you? Narcly.
Narcly, I thought it was a word.
In a narky manner.
Yeah.
They should...
I did know that Beelings didn't take an S.
No.
I didn't know that. Narcly, I thought was very good.
Are you the
No.
have you done your hair and
No. No.
Don't do moustache?
The result is as you would have liked. I tried narcly, which is stupid. Narcly.
Narcly?
Yeah.
Oh yes, and Sokol.
Yeah, well, narcly in a
Makes sense, wouldn't it?
narky manner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And take it off, he said Narcly.
Yeah, that's right. There's 100 ways you put in a sentence. So, is the round finished, you know?
I don't know, I only know 4 results.
Didn't cost
5
it's
results.
been embarrassing, eh?
He was on our way with
Shut
one
up.
or the other.
Yeah, it was, yeah. You're here, are you?
I have no bingo. I won. Yeah, 2 rugby and then bingo. I high school, so not seeing we can be gathered.
He's jabbing.
He put down gathered.
He's jabbing.
I put
He put JBRS.
the
That was good.